I have no clue if I'm in focus or not. Okay. Yeah, pretty much focused. Focus. Oh my god, this is so weird. I've never ever spoke to a camera alone in my house before. This is pretty uncomfortable. Well, hello everybody. I'm David Adelman, and I'm going to speak to you in my normal voice of the day, which is like generally neutral tone, not feeling super up in the air.
Welcome back, Mr. Bingham.
Not feeling depressed. Kind of just not balanced, but just somewhere like slightly under okay. And why am I slightly under okay? Well, one, I haven't danced at all this week, and I really need a dance to get out of myself.
Get spanked, get spanked.
I really like getting out of myself. So that's why my whole life I've been wearing all these masks, all these different personas, get spanked, you know, I don't know, just everything I do, putting on costumes, dressing up. I like to get out of myself. So in this first episode of David Does David, I'm stuck with you, this little camera lens, and myself. And the only reason why I'm doing this, because I really don't feel like editing any videos right now, and having super ADHD, I can't sit down and talk to anybody. I can't sit down and talk to you guys. I could just stand here with my camera and talk to you. Alright, so I guess where do I start? Hi, I'm David. I'm a goofy character. I was born in White Plains, New York, but I grew up my whole life in Montreal. And I'm on a quest of discovering who I am. And by doing that, I stopped drinking and smoking. Well, I stopped smoking weed because I really like smoking weed. I really like being out of myself. And because I stopped smoking weed, I also stopped drinking because weed is a lot better than alcohol. So it's been about a month now. And I noticed, because I am always on and off, like since I was like I don't know, 16, 18, something like that. I'm always on and off, on and off. And I noticed that when I stopped doing drugs, I'm really happy in the beginning, and I'm really vocal. And I'm vocal to people, and I come out of myself when I'm speaking in words of inspiration. And I don't know, it's not like a pink cloud for like this first week. It's literally a month. I felt like a surge of energy. Whoa, I'm David Adelman, and I'm back alive. And then boom, I reached a plateau. And this week I reached a plateau where I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life. I don't know where these videos I'm making are gonna get me. I don't even know if I enjoy making videos, so I'm questioning myself a lot in a negative way, because I know I'm meant to make videos. Like what else am I supposed to do? I've been making videos my whole life. Like what else am I gonna do? I'd love to become an archaeologist, but am I gonna go study for 1,000,000 years in a school? No. I'd love to become a pseudo-archaeologist and like team up with Eric Van Daniken.
Van Daniken went there on a research expedition.
There's some crazy, you know, alien hunter and go jump into the depth of the earth and find an interior hollow earth and live with some, you know, reptiles. But is that gonna happen right now today? No. So what am I doing? I'm talking to a fucking camera. I'm talking to you, the people. I'm talking to me most of all.
We're reaching more and more out into space. Perhaps as we may learn, someone, something, somewhere in space is reaching out to us.
So in this first episode of David Does David, I guess I'm just getting used to talking to myself. Hello. And I guess loving myself. I hope I'm in focus. Part of the journey is loving myself and liking who I am. And by doing this, by talking to you, I'm really just talking to myself. I'm being real, I'm being open, I'm being honest. And sure, I'm being superficial. It's my first time talking to myself. So there's like all these layers of just like dirt that I have to rub off. So join me on this journey, and as I continue talking to myself, I'll continue to rub off the layers of bullshit to get to the core of who I am. Because I don't really know who I am. I know what I'm not, you know? I'm not, I always want to be, you know, like a big, macho, muscular, like Brad Pitt. That's not me, you know? I'm my own version of sexy and my own version of funny. You know, I can't be like the preppy kids from high school, and I can't be the bad kids from university that I always got in trouble with.
If that needle goes anywhere near Wendell's leg, I swear to God on my mother's grave, I will rip your arms off and beat you to death with them.
You stay the hell out of this, Billy Bob. This has nothing to do with you.
I always floated around from these different groups and really tried to leech myself onto them and emulate them. But I'm me. I'm just David Adelman. I'm this goofy character who's super caring, super loving, has a great relationship with his grandparents, well now grandmother, who I like to see a lot. Abby, what did you think of being on camera?
I look like an old lady.
A very beautiful old lady indeed. Mwah. I have a good friend. I make people laugh. I have a lot of energy. People don't really understand me, but people don't really understand anybody, really. You know, I'm just like, have a lot more energy than a lot of people, maybe. And I'm just out there. Brrr! I'm David Adelman. I'm in your face. And you have to deal with this, deal with it, deal with it. Or you don't have to. You could go away and I'll just feel bad because I really like to be liked and loved. And yeah. Welcome to the Depth of David, starring David Adelman. It's a tough journey making videos, and it's a tough journey in general just being real with yourself. Especially now, it's so easy to lose yourself. You know, you can lose yourself with drugs, you can lose yourself on your phone all day just going on Facebook, you lose yourself in your work. If you want to get lost in your work, you can really get lost in whatever you want. It's really difficult for us to take a moment in time and just be who we are and be ourselves. So I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to stop talking, even though I'm really having fun. I'm going to say stay tuned for the next episode of David Does David, which I guess will be every Saturday, because that's what I'm doing today is Saturday. So boom, I have a show to do on Saturday where I get to talk to myself about vulnerability, self-love, taking off the masks, and just being myself, and trying to figure out personally, with you as a viewer on a journey that I invite you on, to figure out more about myself. Because I have lots to share, and I'm excited to share with myself. Because, inevitably, I love myself. And I feel better already just talking to the camera. I hope you do too. Oh, PPSS. This is my dog Nacho. He's very, very lazy. And I guess because I have the way I think, I go in these huge circles, very ADHD, very indigo child, very indigo blue, very against the grain. I said I reached a plateau of my happiness, and because I've been forced to be myself, I reached this week where I don't want to be in myself. I don't want to be me. I don't like myself. I don't want to be this being that's in front of you. And it's been like a hard week. And then, you know, to snap out of it, I went to my grandmother's house yesterday. And whenever I'm in this mood recently, I see my grandmother because she inspires me. Like just the other day, I went over to her house and she was knitting. And I said, Bobby, you're knitting. She has arthritis. She can't knit. But because of the video we did together, and she said in the video that she's going to knit, I inspired her to knit. And that kind of inspired me to get a kick out of my own butt. And also, just talking to some other people, like we live in Montreal, it just started to snow. It's like a change and shift in energy this week. It's not just me that feels like this damp on my soul. But in my mind, I know that the last time that I was like sober for a bit, and then I reached this plateau, I jumped back to smoking weed because I didn't want to feel this way. Like I didn't want to feel negative and like just blocked, like really like in my chest, just blocked, like this heaviness, and nothing really seems good, and it's all like, ugh, You know, where am I going next? How am I going to move on from here? Like, how am I going to find something that excites me? But boom, here I am, talking to a camera, talking to you guys, and ultimately talking to myself. And I feel better already, because there is hope for us, and there is hope for you, and there is hope for me, and all you have to do is look into yourself. And it sucks at first, but I guess the more you look, the more beautiful it gets. So take a peek, take a gander, and join me next week as I continue to explore.